good morning.
With all State Board of Education members present, Indiana's Secretary of Education, Katie Jenner, unveiled a drastic plan to overhaul the high school experience for public and private schools across the state.
As State Board of Education, we really appreciate all of the interest in the important topic that we're going to be discussing today, which is rethinking high school and the future of the Indiana High School Diploma.
At this March meeting, Jenner presented the first draft of the state's diploma redesign.
This is going to be one of the toughest, most challenging conversations that we've had in years.
That's because as the state rethinks high school and the high school diploma, it will ultimately mean what happens during those 4 years will look different than it has for decades.
How do we make high school, the 4 years of high school, as valuable as possible for students? What does that look like in a country where high school education has not changed for most in over 100 years?
Leaders say the goal is to make high school requirements more flexible for students so they can personalize their experience to better match their future plans and put a greater emphasis on real-world work experience.
The rule proposal that you're going to see today has streamlined down to 2 options.
The state is proposing that beginning with the class of 2029, students could earn the Indiana GPS Diploma or the Indiana GPS Diploma Plus. Here's how it will work. In 8th grade, students will complete an individual graduation plan. Then in 9th and 10th grades, all students would have to complete foundational courses. There are required courses on that list, but there is a lot of flexibility and options as well. Then in grades 11 and 12, this is where the different diploma designations come in. State leaders say an Indiana GPS diploma is similar to the current Core 40, but with more flexibility and personalization based on a student's future goals. Meanwhile, a student who chooses to earn the Indiana GPS Diploma Plus has much more rigorous coursework to complete, and up to 2,000 hours of work-based learning is required.
Too often our system has pushed kids up, right? Just push them up, and in some instances push them out. We need to think about how we're incentivizing where they're going. How do we bring them to the table so that they're being pulled in, so that we're introducing them to those opportunities, not just informally, but formally and structurally.
For the last few months, the IDOE has been soliciting feedback in person and online. As of June 5th, it had received more than 4,500 online submissions.
The members of my association who counsel students toward graduation have many concerns and questions about these new requirements.
During a 4.5-hour State Board of Education meeting in May, dozens of teachers, school leaders, and parents shared a variety of concerns.
Many of these new requirements appear to rely on experiences done outside of the school building. How are these things to be tracked, monitored, and/or enforced when they are not in a school setting?
Removal of arts requirements from the 9th and 10th grade foundational knowledge and skills is removing the only contact that many students have with the fine arts at any point in their high school careers.
The concern has not stopped. Dozens more people showed up to speak during this month's meeting as well.
If these new requirements are adopted as they are now written, the last required world geography course will be in 7th grade, meaning that we will be sending graduates into the world with the global understanding of 13-year-olds.
In addition, they argue the elimination of the Core 40 with academic honors will put Hoosier students at a competitive disadvantage for college admissions with students from other states.
When speaking with our counselor, it was revealed the majority of students would fit between the 2 proposed models. Therefore, students have a choice of a lower rigor diploma or a nearly unattainable higher level.
State leaders emphasize this plan is still in its first draft. A second draft is expected next month.
So we are a ways away from landing this. The ink is not dry at all. And now is the time for constructive feedback.
Thanks for watching. Here's another story you may like, and subscribe to the WSBT 22 YouTube channel.